Hey guys! Alright, I'm just setting up. Sorry I'm like a minute late. We just finished an oil class for Bree's group, and so that was a lot of fun. So remember, if you guys are wanting a essential oil class with me online, just sign up at for my scheduler because I'm happy to do that. I have my notes here and I had to change the scenery because I wanted my laptop out the same time as my phone so I could answer your questions. We had a ton of awesome questions come in. So today's topic, if you are just getting in, is all about social media and how to grow your doTERRA business. So, hey, welcome. Hey, Michelle. All right, so we're talking all about social media and your business. Now, before we get started, I'm just gonna say I am not an expert with this, okay? I definitely don't feel like an expert, but I have grown a lot from social media or with social media. Okay, so I just opened up your questions. And if you guys have a question, like while I'm talking or if you're listening to the recording, just put it in the comments and I'll come back to go over it. We had 13 questions come in through the Facebook group, and then I have several pages of notes for you guys. So this is going to be one that you guys want to watch maybe a few times, or also just to take notes, but I'm going to try to go fast because I have a lot to go over, okay? And the other thing is, you're not going to get everything you need from one video. There's no way. I'm just introducing some ideas to you guys if you guys have not used them, or maybe you are on social. But I feel like a lot of the questions that were being asked are very like beginner questions, like you're just starting to go on social media, or you're not sure like where to post, what social media places you need to be, what, you know, all the questions. So that's what I'm gonna try to go over. I feel like we have a lot to cover, but I'm just gonna give you some basic stuff to get going. And then you're really gonna have to do research and watch and be in it to see like what works best for you, right? Because social media is always changing. It's changed a lot, even just from when I started doTERRA, and I had a business before this, and it is constantly changing and evolving, and what is hot now is not gonna be hot later, and what was hot back then is out, you know, right now. And so I'm just gonna start by saying that social media is a way to enhance your business, it's a way to add to it, but it is not the only way, okay? It's not the only way, it is just a way, okay? And it's used best to complement what you're already doing. So if you're already doing face-to-face, belly-to-belly, like conversations, one-on-ones, oil classes, that's the heart of doTERRA, and that's your first best way of communicating with people, right? So you're in a social setting, they're smelling the oils, that's gonna be your best way, and social media will never replace it, okay? Ever. I just wanna like really make sure you know that. And I wouldn't say social media is easier, okay? And it definitely doesn't like save a lot of time. I feel like sometimes it could take longer, and I'll kind of go into that unless somebody already has a huge social following, right? Which again, that did not happen overnight, that they worked on that maybe before joining doTERRA. Okay, so I just wanted to say that because it's not the only way. Some people come on, they're like, oh, I'm gonna start a Facebook page, or I'm gonna start an Instagram, and I'm gonna grow my business, and that's not how it works. And I don't know anyone who has gained followers or enrollments or grew a business just from doing that. There's actually like a lot that goes in behind the scenes, and strategy, and just knowing what to do. So anyway, so it does not replace face-to-face. It does take longer, I will say that, okay? So if you're wanting to do 100% social media, you're probably not gonna grow because even when you are connecting with people on social media, you need to take it off social media, which I will go into. Let's see here. Yeah, at some point you're gonna have to get behind the screen. So if you, and I know a lot of you guys in here, you're doing classes, and you should be doing at least one a week, right? But the people that you meet on social media, or the people that you already know, like your friends who are already on social media, that's just another way of sharing. But again, I just can't say enough, it doesn't replace what you're already doing. social media, and I mean social media, I'm going to talk mostly about Facebook and Instagram because those are the top things that I use personally right now, and I get the most results from that. There's other things like Pinterest or Twitter or Snapchat or things that I don't do, like that's not the way that I bring my business in, or I don't like market that way really, so I'm only talking about the ways that I'm doing it, okay? Before we go into any of this stuff, and I just jotted a bunch of notes down because I was thinking, I'm like, oh my gosh, like where do we even begin? Because there's so much to talk about. So I'm gonna go over a few myths kind of. So the first one, again, it's not easier. It's actually, I feel like it could be harder. You have to talk to, let's say you don't know them personally, you know, you might have to talk to 100 people to get a couple of people to say yes, versus if you're really good friends with them, you talk to 10 people and maybe 8 of them say yes because you know them personally, right? I mean, that I just made that statistic up, but it really takes time to build your following to where people know, like, and trust you, or they actually want to purchase something from you, right? And it could be different from your personal friends, right? But when you're going out to Instagram and you have other people that are not your personal friends, most likely they're not just gonna buy it after a couple of posts, right? They're gonna be following for a long time. I've had people come up to me, either in this business or my last business, where they've been following for years, like 4 years or 1 year or 6 months, or a really long time of me posting daily and showing up daily, where then they're finally like, I'm ready. Okay, so, but if that was just a face-to-face conversation, it probably would have happened in 1 date, right? So you know it's gonna take a long time. And you really need to be like a student of social media, and I am too. I'm constantly learning. I'm watching courses, watching videos on Facebook. I'm just seeing what other people are doing, right? So I'm a big believer just like watching and seeing what they're doing, and then go and do my own version of that, because it's always changing, right? Instagram's always changing. Facebook is always changing. When I first started Facebook, it looked totally different than the way it looks now with the algorithms and the way that it's showing. Only 1% of your posts are seen in your page now, you know, and it's like they want you to sponsor, you know, the post, which I haven't done yet. I want to try that. I haven't done that yet. Okay, great, I'll answer that. And keep your questions coming, and then I'll answer them at the end. And so I will say another thing, again, before we get into the details, you have to have a lot of patience with social media. You're going to be putting out, and this is not everybody. Some people, they put a video out, like we just did Bree's video, and there were a ton of comments. And then I did a video with another girl, and there were 0 comments, you know. And so you have to have patience, because you're going to be showing up a lot with little results in the beginning as you're growing your business. I mean, maybe that's not the case. Maybe you get a lot of results right away, and that would be amazing, but a lot of times you have to really work your way up, and it's kind of like you're building to elite, right? You're doing a lot of work in the beginning for sometimes a little bit of result, right? Or a little bit of pay for the work that you feel like you're doing. It's kind of the same thing. You just put all the work in, and it's something that will evolve over time. So you have to have a lot of patience. And you're, like, in my whole experience, I've never like put a link out or post and like instantly someone's joining, right? So that could happen, but it's taking it off of just posting and building that relationship just the same way you would if you were talking with someone. Again, I'll kind of go over what I do. But you want to find what works for you and what you like. So like, if this whole idea of being on social media or putting yourself out there, you just do not feel like you want to be any part of it, and you don't agree with it, then you don't have to do that, okay? So you can just do all your classes, and the good example of this is me and Becky, and I'm sure you guys have heard this story before, but I'm all about building online. I built my other business, a lot of it online, and that was more through blogging, and blogging is not even the same anymore. But I like had my vision of continuing to do that in doTERRA, and I just love connecting with women online all around the globe. I love it, and I have a passion for that. And Becky was a very successful blogger, and she's told this story multiple times, and we have videos on this, but I thought she was gonna wanna build online, like she built her blog, and she's like, I'm not doing anything online. And so she did classes. She did 72 classes in 4 months and built a diamond in 4 months. So it's not the only way. Okay, I built a diamond in 5 months, and I would say actually probably only the last month was heavily on social media. The rest of it, I used social media as a tool to connect with people, and then took it off of Facebook. I wasn't even really using Instagram at that point, but I took it off of Facebook as fast as I could and messaged them or got on the phone with them. Mostly used the phone because I was on the phone all day long. So for both of us, or for those 2 stories, I relied on it, where she was all of her classes. I did 2 to 3 online classes a week on Facebook, and messaged people and got on the phone, and she did classes and phone calls. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense, but I know I shared that in another video before. So anyway, she didn't even announce on her Facebook page that she was doing doTERRA until after she was diamond, where I was at my personal page and on my business page, I was sharing my story as I was going, and so people knew what I was doing. I was offering samples. I offered 100 samples to my friends, and was personally inviting them to join me. And my Facebook page, I started a brand new one. I have Essential Oils for Moms. There's like 62,000 people on it right now, but I started with 0. And so I didn't have any of my old following. That if you looked right now on my old page, Spotty Donahue, there's only like 3,000 followers. Anyways, it wasn't even a lot. I was working mostly with women who I already knew, and I think if you hear from anyone that has grown through social media, they work with a lot of women that they already knew. So my top line leaders, I already knew them, or at least had an online relationship with them for a very long time. And you kind of find the people that you know first, and then you branch out to your friends on Facebook, or strangers on the internet, right, that soon become into our community and they become our really good friends. But at some point, I mean, there's thousands of people in our team now, and we don't know all of them personally, but now we're friends because of social media, right? So anyway, I don't know if that's helping, but I wanted just to share. It's important, but it's not the only way, and it's not gonna get you to diamond if you're thinking you could just post on Facebook all day. There's a lot to it, but it can be very, very, very beneficial. Okay, so if it wasn't for Instagram, if it wasn't for Facebook, I'm just starting to get really not even good at Instagram. I'm just starting to get into it, where in the beginning Facebook was like kind of my baby, and it's changed. Like I said, it's changed. But I use the Messenger, and I message people, and I did giveaways on my page when it was just a couple of people, and I would do like sample giveaways, or then you can do full product if you want. But there was days where on Friday afternoon, I posted a sample giveaway and picked a winner on Monday. You just do what you have, or you can with what you have. And then I would go to I would share my business page onto my personal page and say, hey, can you guys like my page? I invited all my friends to like my page. And there was, again, just started with 0 people, and I just had to slowly build it up, and staying consistent with posting even though like nobody was looking. And then in the beginning, when I had, let's say, a giveaway, any single person that liked my post, I would go and personally message them and say, oh my gosh, thanks for supporting me. I'm so excited. Have you used oils before? And I wasn't like selling them, but I was just opening that conversation, right? And so I was kind of like a crazy person with my list of names, and I just used social media as a way to see who was watching, who was interested. And I still do that today. I have a running list of people that I'm talking to, and if I can get them off of Messenger and into a video call is my new favorite way of doing it, just because it's like the closest to being there, in person. But I used to get on the phone with people. If you're working international, I do my calls right through Facebook, right? You're on your phone. You could do a free international call. And so like you're talking to someone, you say, well, you have a few minutes, let's just get on the phone and talk, right? And you're making it personal. So I feel like social media can benefit what you're already doing, but if you're just thinking you're gonna post all day and do that, then you have to like up your game. You have to go to the next step, right? So hopefully that's making sense. So yeah, what I put on here is I was using the social media, like I was telling you, to do giveaways, to provide value and recipes. I would go to my Essential Life book and like just see recipes that were in there and just post them. I would make my own graphics or use a graphic doTERRA provides. You don't want to use someone else's graphic unless they say you can use it, because they spent time using that. They're copyrighted, okay? doTERRA has beautiful graphics, beautiful. Like go to their Facebook page and you're gonna be inspired by everything that they have. But anyway, so yeah, I did 2 to 3 online classes a week. And what I did was I did those as events from my Facebook page. I don't think I would do that now. Now I would just do the class in the group. Like I just got off Bree's group. So we did a live class in the group because then it stays in the group. So I did all those classes and then they're gone. Like after the event is over, who knows where they went. You know what I mean? You can't search them. It's like I never did them. But so now we're really big into doing the live classes in the group, and we'll go over group and page, but those stay there, okay? And you can have live interaction, and so again, it's the next best thing besides having them in your home, okay? There's so many different ways of doing it. So I sampled over 100 people, I had lots of phone calls, and my page really didn't get big until after I was platinum going into diamond. Okay, so I didn't even rely on that page. I just want you to know that you just start with what you have, and you start with your friends, just the same as everybody else, and then you work your way up to everybody else on the social media, okay? And that's usually how it goes, and it doesn't always have to be that way, but you do want I would say your top people, you want them to be your personal friends and people that you know and you want to do business with. Oh shoot, hold on. I'm gonna have to quickly put my charger in, because it's dying. Hold on. Let's see if that worked. Okay, I've been on my phone all day here, so I think that worked. Okay. So some of the pros of using social media is one, and this is again kind of what I just said, you can connect with the people that you're already friends with. So on your personal page, people that you went to school with or college with, or you're friends with them at the church or at the school, but you guys are just following each other and you're friends. So it's a great way to share and connect with people that you already know, or to meet new people. The other thing that I did a lot would go into groups that have nothing to do with oils. I did this actually more in my other business, so it wasn't even oils, but it was just like-minded women that like crunchy mom groups, or just different groups of things that you're interested in. So if you're homeschooling, maybe a homeschooling group, or if you're a faith-based, group or whatever, and you go, you just meet other women, you have conversations, you're not selling them anything, you're just meeting them, and then you can become friends with them. And so every once in a while, I'll go out and try to find like 20 new friends online, okay? Just because you're like, you need to have people going through the funnel, right? And then you also get a new friend, right? So a new person to connect with, and you're in groups that, again, like-minded. So you are probably, you have a lot in common, right? You want to be friends. A couple ways to actually enroll somebody online. My favorite way is I just have them go enroll themselves onto the website, because it's so easy, and I want people who are self-sufficient, where they can figure it out how to go online, because that's how I would do it. I would just figure it out. I don't need someone to hold my hand, but I certainly have gotten on calls and helped them to actually, enroll with me on the phone. I'll stay on the phone until they complete the process to see if they have any questions. But I prefer for them to do it themselves. So you could either, so when you're putting your photo out there, or call to action, you could have them message you, so you can give them the link. You could just put your link out there. You can say direct message me, email me, where you maybe start the conversation over email, or you literally just get on the phone and call them. Okay, so you need to have some sort of call to action after you're done posting. So you're not just posting just to post something, but let's say they love your recipe. Now, how do they get that oil that you're talking about, right? Again, you just always want to do what feels right to you. Always be authentic and to your true self. So if you're feeling like, oh, I need to just post this, and it's just feeling so heavy on you, and it doesn't feel right, or it's not you, or you're just like looking at someone else and trying to be like them, it's not gonna feel right to you. And so just don't post something that day. And what I heard from another leader, and this is really awesome, is so if you're feeling like, just again, that heaviness or just not feeling right, don't even go on to the social media and look at everybody else, okay? We talked a lot about that at leadership and comparing yourself to others. If you're feeling like less than when you're on social media, get off, or make it a rule for yourself, like you're not even allowed to scroll on social media until you've posted what you need to post, because otherwise you're just wasting your time. You know what I mean? So you have to really get honest with your time, because if it's not bringing in business or leads or connections or relationships or serving your community or providing value, if you're just scrolling through, that's a waste of time for you, and you're not serving anyone. You're taking time away from your business or from your family or whatever that's not bringing you forward, right? So that's what we talked about that a lot at leadership. That just seems to be a big thing that's coming up, because everyone has all these awesome ideas and we're looking to see what everyone else is doing. But that's not where we are right now, or that's not where, you know, sometimes you have to go through the progression and everyone has to start at the same place. So you're looking at somebody else's chapter 20 when you're at chapter 1. Do you know what I mean? So you really need to kind of keep your head down. If you get inspired by them, that's great. I follow a ton of awesome people. But if somebody was making me not feel good about myself, I would just unfollow them. And I suggest you do that same thing, okay? And always do what feels right to your heart and, you know, in your authentic self. And I know you hear that all the time, but you really have to do a check yourself, or give yourself 2 minutes to scroll and then you're done, okay? Because it could be a time waste, and you can like spend your whole day working, but at the end of the day you're like, what the heck did I do? I got nothing done. So you really want to be intentional about your social media game and what you do. And I did a whole video on the Power Hour, which is like 20 minutes of messaging people, and then 20 minutes of responding to people, and then the last 20 minutes is checking your groups and checking your email and ordering your product, sending thank you notes, following up with customers, that kind of thing. So if you want to like figure out how to keep yourself on schedule, I have a whole video on that. Okay, so let's talk about the difference between Facebook groups and Facebook pages. Let me know, because we have a lot of you guys on. What social media do you use right now? Do you use groups? Do you use your personal page? Maybe you have nothing else but your personal page. Maybe you haven't even posted anything, not one thing, you know, so where are you? Do you have an Instagram, a group? Let me know what you guys are using and what's working. And I do have, again, all the questions saved from last week. But so your page is kind of like your storefront. That's the page where people go and they like it. So they like it and they want to follow you. The problem with that is Facebook will only show maybe 1% or less than of the people that like it, okay? So you're pretty much not even being seen online, which is sad, right? Because they're putting all this work out there, but that's just the way it is. You have to pay to play. So you can sponsor posts. Again, I think I tried sponsoring a few in the beginning, but they were always like failing. They were getting denied. So I have not sponsored a post, but I do want to get into that, because I feel like, you know, maybe that would actually work. So if you guys are using sponsored posts, let me know. I know that, oh, who was it? Was it Pia was using the post and got like 3 customers last month, I think, from sponsoring her post. I think that was her. So if she's on, let us know like what you're doing, how it's working. But I do think you need a page, because that's a way to attract new people. Let's say you do have a giveaway, or you do have great articles or recipes, and people start sharing them. It's a public page where people can share it to their friends. So I do think you need one, but don't expect a lot out of it, okay? That's the reality, unless Facebook changes their algorithms, okay? A group is like we're in our group right now. Ours is a secret group, but there's public groups, closed groups, and private. Okay, so wait, secret, public, and closed is what they are, okay? So ours is secret, no one can find it, you have to be added to it by someone who's already in the group. A closed group would be like I have a VIP group where it's anyone can join, but I have control over who gets in, okay? And you can only see the stuff once you're in the group. A public group is that anyone can join at any time and add anybody, and everyone can see what's in the group, even if they're not in the group. Okay, so you can kind of decide what you want for your group to be. So I have my page, Essential Oils for Moms, then I had my VIP group, which is so big right now, I don't even like, I need to actually spend more time in there, but it got so big and there's so many wellness advocates in there that I feel like it's kind of hard to find my exact person that I'm looking for because there's just so many people. But that's ideally what I would suggest that you guys have, because I received so many people from that group into our community, which is awesome. I guess I feel like there's so many people I can't help everybody right now, serve them the way I want one-on-one. So I have another group that I kind of took the people who are not enrolled yet in doTERRA, and now I'm working on them to educate and to connect with and message and different things, because I know they're new, looking for someone, where the other group now, they're already in doTERRA and they already have a team maybe they're working with, so they can talk to their leader if they need more help, right? Do you know what I mean? So I'm looking for people that are looking for me to get them started with oils. Okay, so that's what I would recommend, is a group. A closed group I think is the best, because otherwise, if it's secret, they can't find you or they can't add their friends. But I don't think it should be public where anyone can see it. I think there should be some sort of tight community for your group. Okay, so your group would be an education group, a continuing education group, some sort of group where you can have people who are not enrolled yet, where you can educate them. Okay, and the reason you're going to do that is because it's a community. You can do a video like this where they're interacting and back and forth. The videos stay. You can have so we just did Bree's group. She is amazing with updating and posting and doing all these things. And now she can say, like, in the pinned post, step 1, watch this video. Step 2, order here. Whatever. You had files, you could have photos, you could have albums, very similar to the group that we have. So right now we're in the oil leadership team group. And then we have our oil club, which is another private group, secret, you can't find unless you've been added to it by someone who's already in it. But and we manage those, all of us. I mean, I do a lot of it, but I would also encourage you guys to provide as much value to those groups also, because your customers are watching, right? So if you have an awesome post, do that. The group is amazing. Like, it's just going to keep growing and evolving. It's amazing. But your group would be for your personal people that you want to enroll, or maybe they have already enrolled and you keep them in that group, because that's going to be very like one-on-one attention to you. So our groups are amazing, and we have all these giveaways and all this Q&A and all that, but nothing's going to replace you, because they are buying from you, and people buy from people, right? So they can get doTERRA from anyone, but you want to provide a value where they cannot get from anybody else, okay? And so having that one extra group, or let's say you've sent them a sample and they're thinking about it, or let's say they're on your invite to come to a class, anyone that has remotely shown interest can be in your group, where you can educate, maybe post weekly videos, anything to kind of just provide value, okay? That's your main goal, is to be a solutions provider, provide value, educate, and then enroll, and then they can join the other group too, to get access to all the giveaways and the videos and that whole huge awesome community that we have. When you are posting on groups or pages, so we talked about videos, the best I think is live videos, because it's interactive, where you can like get their comments in real time and has an energy to it, and it still stays there. So I think videos are great. Get like a tripod or good lighting. So right now my lighting is not the best, but I do have a light I should be turning on right now. But I have a little stand here, so just get some stuff that you need. You don't need a lot of equipment. And then just know what time is right for your audience. So if you're having a group, maybe Thursday nights are a great night, and you do a class every Thursday night or something like that, or some sort of way to provide value to your group. Let's see. Oh, one other thing, we're not going to talk about YouTube at all, but if you do videos in your group, what I was doing from the beginning was saving them to my phone and then uploading them to YouTube, and you can just do it right through your phone. So at the end of in Instagram, you can save them right to your phone now if you do it live, or on Facebook, after I do the video, go through your feed, and you have to do this, like, do it right away, because if you wait, it's really hard to download. So you go to your feed of where it was just, videoed, basically, and you click the 3 buttons at the top right-hand corner. So you make the video big, you click on the buttons, and it will say download the video. So you can't go to an old video, at least unless they change something. You can't go to an old video you've done and just push download. You have to go through the whole feed to find where it was originally done. So anyway, that's a time-saving tip. But if you start your YouTube video channel, I did this with zero intention of having YouTube being a big part of my business, but I'm really glad that I did that, because now, let's say somebody's not on Facebook, you can send them a link to your video. So like, hey, I just did a class, you can watch this, or you can meet people that maybe searched for doTERRA or something, and you had a video that connected with them, and now they want to join with you, or they saw your video and now they want to get into your group and they want to follow you. Again, it sometimes is a progression of time, how they get to know you and they know, like, and trust you. But by having those videos out there, they're starting to know, like, and trust you, okay? So if you're doing live videos, I highly suggest just putting them up on YouTube also, okay? Even if you don't do anything with it and just let it sit there and continue to grow. That's what I did. Let's see. If you are posting to your personal page, I suggest doing 80% your personal stuff and only 20% doTERRA. And you'll see this at pretty much any social media person would tell you your personal page should not all be doTERRA. Just the easy way to go is look at your last 10 posts, and if 2 of them were doTERRA, awesome. If all of them were doTERRA, you have problems. You need to, like, put other things in there. People like recipes, they like quotes, they like family updates, You don't have to be, on any of your social media, you don't have to be personal, okay? So you could decide how personal that you want to be. You can give them as much as you want, or hold yourself back and just share what you want. So you don't have to give everything away, obviously, but let's say you just went to leadership. Like, we can be posting photos that we took that leadership, where it's like lifestyle, but you're sneaking in doTERRA, right? Or I like to do, like, on my Instagram, I like to post what I'm diffusing, and I'll just, like, have that be part of our lifestyle, but I'm not like, oh, buy here, buy here. You're just sharing the lifestyle, you're sharing your health journey, you're just making it as personal as you can with however much information you want to get. If you have a team, I love to recognize the team and other women that you're working with. Shelly does a great job of this too on her Facebook, and she's always saying amazing things about her team or other people that she knows. So anyway, 20% doTERRA. And in the beginning, I did post a lot more. Once I put it out on Facebook, it took me a while to start putting it on Facebook because of different things, but then I would share from my business page to my personal page and say, if you want more recipes like this, go like my page. And I tried to get the people that were interested in oils off of my personal page and, like, into my business page or into my group. In the beginning, I didn't even have my group. I didn't even start that until I was platinum, so I didn't know about having a group, which is why I'm telling you, get a group now, because that would have been easier, I feel like, in the beginning. Anyway, so then you can direct them to where you want them to be, so you don't have to keep posting onto your personal page every day, because that will get annoying for people, okay, if they don't care about oils or they're not ready to hear about that. Okay, so your audience. So you want to post for your audience, but the easiest way to describe this is, because people are like, well, how do I know my audience? And basically, and this is so many people have talked about this, is that you are most likely going to be talking to someone that's just like you, or you're talking to yourself. So what would you need to hear today, right? What would you need to hear a year ago? What kind of things are you attracted to? Because your audience is probably going to be interested in that. So if you're really into like the recipes and the real life stuff, I bet that's exactly what your ideal client would be interested in, right? So just think, would you resonate with what you're posting? Would that attract you? And so just do that, okay? I did a lot of giveaways in the beginning. Again, you don't have to do a lot. It could be samples. It could just be one product. It could be the product of the month. It could be the product that you got from the free product, right? So I guess I just said that, the product of the month. Other things that you can do is you can connect with other women. So like I'm doing 2 giveaways this month. One is a diffusing bracelet. So that's to help one of the girls in our team. But another one is essential oil flashcards. So now I'm going to post about the essential oil flashcards, and then they're going to share it on their Facebook page too. So we're both kind of sharing each other's audience with each other. So this one's very essential oil focused, obviously. So these people who sell essential oil supplies are going to be sharing their audience with me, and maybe they're not in doTERRA yet, then they will want to follow me. And then I have a lot of followers already in doTERRA or Young Living or whatever, and then now they're going to go follow the flashcards Instagram, you know what I mean? So you can connect with other people. I know other women who have done baby items, or maybe you're gonna connect with a friend or a business owner who sells baby clothes, and maybe you're gonna give them a bottle of Lavender Touch, and you guys are connecting together to do a giveaway where you're both sharing your audience with each other to give away something to your friends, right, or your followers. And so it's just a great way to provide value and get in front of new people. So you can do that with so many different things. Let's say you work out, maybe you have someone has workout apparel or a yoga mat, or again, jewelry companies are great. Anything that has to do with what you think your person is gonna like, right? And you can both come together to offer a giveaway, okay? Or printables, let's say they have printables and you have cleaners, you guys can make a printable to clean the house, or a self-care printable, or whatever. You can just get creative, and you're just getting in front of new audiences, okay? Instagram, I'm gonna stop for a second before I move on to Instagram and answer questions. And then I only have, I'm talking fast, so we're doing pretty good on time. So let me look here. I got a lot of questions here. All right, so Mandy does both business page and Facebook group and IG, and is overwhelmed to post everywhere. Okay, so yeah, actually I was gonna say that. So experts will say you need to create a special Facebook and a special Instagram and all of that, but when you're first getting started and you're not, and just doing it is the task, I totally recycle and use the same things everywhere. Not stories as much because they're specific and they're a different size, but even still I will share that. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, done is better than perfect. Okay, so just remember that. You're not a designer, or website designer or marketer or whatever. You're a mom or a woman or a man or a business owner or whatever. You're just here to share the oils, so you don't need to go to school and learn how to do all this crazy stuff just to post on social media. I do majority of everything on my phone. I'll get to my my favorite apps are Canva, Lightroom, or WordSwag, and I totally recycle. So what I do is I'll post something to Instagram and Facebook and my Facebook groups and put it on my blog. We'll also pin that and then send it out in a newsletter. So I only do one thing and I just recycle it all over the place, so I think that's fine. Just do what you can, and I'm all about simplifying, and I'm not gonna make special posts for each one. Again, social media experts will probably totally disagree and say there's different people on the different, platforms. Instagram is way more picture, and Facebook you can have links and different things, but still better is done. Or it's done is better than perfect. Okay, so Facebook group. She would like to learn Instagram. Okay, Alicia, we're gonna talk about that next. I want to do more IG. Feel torn between social media platforms. Okay, we'll talk about that in a second. Ruth does Facebook business page groups, Instagram. She prefers local classes, and you're really good at them too, Ruth. She's always doing the good DIYs because they get the experience. So yeah, and if you are doing a lot of local classes, which I think are the best, a good way to kind of put social media into that is if you're having an invite, you can make a group for just the people that are coming to that class, where you can get them all hyped up and share a few things. So before they even get to your class, they're a little educated. You can stay connected with them even after the class or before the class, even if they're following you on Instagram or wherever. They can start getting familiar, with that, or everyone who came to the class. Then after that class, they join your group, like your VIP group or your educational group. And the other cool thing is take photos of your class with you interacting, and then post those to Facebook and say, look at an awesome group or a good class. We did this. If you want to come to our next class, let us know. So you can still take your local events and then put them online, so people know what you're doing. They see that you're growing, that you're being successful. People love to follow success, right? So they're attracted to success, especially the people that you're looking for. You want successful people, and so when they see you in action, they see you working, they see you doing things, they're more likely wanting to join you than someone who's not actively working on their business, right? So take what you're doing and then just let other people know about it and invite them to join you. Would you go live on a page or do a group? I've done both. The thing about going live on a page, so the like page, is that you can share it into groups because it's public. So you can share it into your group. I've done that on my Essential Oils for Moms, and I would share it into my VIP group, or share it into the oil club, or my promo group, or whatever. What I'm finding is that Facebook is showing less and less people, unless you are consistent and like every Thursday at 1 o'clock or whatever, and people know to show up for your group. If you just get on live, pretty much no one will see it. But if you have a following and they know you're going to be on, then you'll have audience. So in a group, I feel like there's more engagement because Facebook will show things in the group more that I've found than a page. But again, if you do it in your page, then you can share it with your group. So I've done them both. I think I like the intimacy of the group better because you can like respond to their comments and it stays there and it's always there. So the best thing is try different things and see what works for you and your following. Like I said, I've done them both, and I do tend to do more in my group than the VIP group because then I can just share it, but that's only because of time. I want to do that and get in both spots, but try what works best. In the groups that are helping women start their businesses, I say do it in the group because if they don't have a lot of people on their page yet, no one will see it. Okay, even if you share it, Facebook still won't show it the same in the group, and it won't be saved there as like a video. Okay. How do you add titles or text to your live videos? I would like to do that when I go live. Okay, so that's a program that I use. It's called Be Live. I was using the free version today in the past couple of days. I used to pay. It was kind of expensive, I think, but I stopped paying because they kept having problems uploading it. I'm not gonna pay for something that kept having glitches. Even still today, we're having some glitches, but I think that was Facebook more than Be Live. But what I liked about Be Live is that you can change it to your colors. You can have things pop up at certain times. But try the free version first. You can do it single, you can do it interview style or a group style. So like, let's say you want to do a group class and everyone's there. There's so many cool things you can do, but that's BeLive.com, and try the free version to see if you like it. Okay. Yeah, Nikki Lynn has an awesome YouTube channel. And so she was an example of someone who had a following already before joining doTERRA. So she put the time into that, you know, before joining. Everyone starts somewhere, but she's a great example. At Farmhouse Full, if you want to follow her, she's awesome. So do I post in my group and my business page the same stuff? This is what I struggle with. Same with, do I post all the same stuff on your business Instagram page? So my answer is yes. You're gonna think I'm the laziest person. The reason I do that is because not everyone sees it. So even if you post it in every single spot, the exact same photo with the exact same content, or maybe you switched up a little bit, the chances of them seeing it everywhere are very small, like very small. And if you're worried about that, you can always just like schedule it to go out in a couple days later. But again, I feel like getting it out is the first thing, and people are gonna come later on, like after you already posted that, and they're not gonna see that you already posted that in other spots. You know what I mean? Pay attention to the people that you follow. Half the people I follow on Instagram, I don't even follow them on Facebook. And in fact, Facebook is changing so much. Like I don't even scroll my feed anymore because it's all like ads or something. Like it's nothing that I actually want to see. If there are people that you want to see, you can put see first at their page to make sure you actually see them. I think you could do a max of 5. So even if they follow you on Instagram, they probably don't follow you on Facebook, or if they do, they probably really like you and want to see what you're posting. So if they like your page, you can post oil stuff all day long. They've signed up for that. Like they want that, okay? So anyway, I don't feel like you're overdoing it at all. I would totally do the same stuff, and just, you know, see how it works. But that's what I would do. That's what I do. I put the same stuff on every group, and you might see it, but because you're following, but the average person is not following that closely. They don't know. Like you're following me or doTERRA people because you're in it to like win it, right? Like you want to know, you're watching, you're learning. The average person that's just following, they're probably not following all these other doTERRA people or all the same people, so it's not overwhelming to them. Do you know what I mean? Hi Ashley, thanks for getting on. So Ruth says she's gonna do the Be Live for her next video. Just let us know how it goes. Okay, awesome. Okay, Instagram, I know a lot of you guys wanted help with Instagram, so I feel like it's one of these things that, again, patience. So I've been working my Instagram since before Andrew was born, and he's 6, and I'm like almost at 6,000 followers. So for me, it's something that it's like very slow growing. I'm not one of those people that have tons and tons of followers, but the followers I do have, I feel like we're pretty connected. I have a lot of people watching my stories and messaging me and going back, and it's because I just keep sharing and showing up every single day, right? So I don't even have the 10,000 where you can swipe up. That's on my goal, is to get that. So if you're wondering how to get the swipe up, it's when you have 10,000 followers, you can do the swipe up, which I feel like is so huge for business. They can just quick go and check out and it's done. But I feel like it's just showing up every day, being consistent. And so the thing about Instagram, it's all about the photos, beautiful photos, okay? So in the beginning, I didn't even edit a single photo. I just brightened it onto the Instagram app, and that's what I used, and it worked. And then I played around with kind of doing themes or filters, and I honestly I liked it better when I just did it and I had no plan of what to do. So again, every expert's gonna tell you a different thing, but I really feel like you have to do what feels right for you, okay? But the photos are pretty, and on Instagram, it should be your own photo. So doTERRA does have amazing stock photos. They are really amazing, but again, people come especially to Instagram for you. So to go back to the other comment that I think Mandy did, I have a lot more oil things going out on my Facebook pages because one, no one sees them, so I'm just trying to put more stuff out, so hopefully they'll see it. But I would not take that content and put it on my Instagram because it's not, like some of it's a canned photo or something, and I would not use that on my Instagram. But the stuff I'm using on my Instagram, I will 100% put on my Facebook because that adds more personal, you know, it's a more personal photo. So hopefully that makes sense. So the things that I'm posting on Facebook, I wouldn't necessarily put on Instagram, but Instagram I would 100% put on Facebook. So Instagram is personal photos of your life or your business. I chose to do Bonnie Donahue, and I had that again before I started doTERRA. So I share not just doTERRA, I share my life. Like this morning, what I'm cooking for dinner, you know, I'll share my family. I'm fine with doing that. Some people won't show their family, and that's totally fine. Again, people are successful with both ways. I like to give the inside, behind the scenes. I like to just do the stories the best because I feel like that's what people know me, and it's more than just a photo. It's like they're coming into my home. So Instagram is about photos, looking good. Again, the favorite apps I like to use are Canva, Lightroom, or WordSwag. So anything that has words on it, I use WordSwag, okay? But Instagram tells stories. So Facebook could be a little bit more salesy. Instagram is all about story time. Story time with beautiful photos. And you guys don't have to have, like I talk to women, they're like, well, my house is not like perfect or whatever. That's okay. So I know women that have bought a white foam board and they just take their photos on the foam board, or they have a spot right by the window, or I've used my rug. I think it's a cool rug, so like I'll just stand up with the rug and take a photo. So maybe you purchased a cute bowl that you're like, that's gonna be my signature bowl, and you take your photos in that bowl. Or you don't have to have what you think is the perfect house to do a video or a story or take a photo. Just get creative, right? Or go outside when it's beautiful day, or maybe do a photo shoot and get a whole bunch of different photos on that great day, or whatever, and then you have your stories or your photos ready to go. There's no excuse, just do it, you know. Consistency is key, and people just like bright photos by a good light, basically, okay? Clear photos. Stories are, and I think you guys all know this now, but stories are the things that you go at the top of your Instagram and they go away after 24 hours. They're most likely videos, but you can have photos too. And actually, I will say that not all of you guys know that. I was just talking to some women who don't know how to do a story, and if there's something that you want to learn in social media, you need to Google it or YouTube it, because there's a tutorial out there. And that's literally how I feel like I taught myself everything, is just watching and then Googling and searching, and YouTube and Google are your new best friends. So when you want to figure it out, do that. If you see there's a filter that everyone's using, Google it, right? So that's how I Google everything. Basically, the way I use Instagram is, I don't know if I feel like I get a lot of sales from it. I have, but it's not my main goal. My main goal is to build that relationship with them, and they can follow me, follow my family, follow my story, follow my heart, know me and my mission, right? And then they know, like, and trust you, then they buy from you. So they just want to know, like, what am I doing? And people want to know what you're doing, even though it's weird. We just, you know, you just want to kind of get inside their life like they're your friend. So what oil are you using in your water today? What are you diffusing? What are you guys doing? What's your workout going to be? You're motivating other people just by living your life, okay? Stay consistent. You can, on Instagram, this is huge. There's highlights at the top, so any stories that you like, save to the highlight, and then when someone new comes to your face or your Instagram, they can go to your highlights and see what you're about. So like, I have an oil class in there, I have getting started, meals, exercise. So when people go to the highlight, they can see who you are in just a couple of minutes. Okay, so it's like you're highlighting what you want them to see when they come to your page or your feed, okay? doTERRA has a ton of photos, like I said, but it's best to create your own, especially on Instagram. I don't really want to like see stock photos on Instagram. That's personal. That's Facebook. You can get away with it though. You don't need to be perfect. People actually are sick of the perfection. So a few years ago, everything had to be about Pinterest and how perfect can it be, but I feel like that is just, like, people don't want that anymore. People are like, I want the real life. So if you're doing something, you know, like I just saw this girl that on Instagram made this beautiful recipe, but then she shared in her story, she goes, now look at my kitchen of what happened to it just to get this beautiful recipe. Like, she shared the messiness of the life too. I mean, if she didn't show that, all you would see was the beautiful end product of her, you know, dinner, that you think that her life is perfect and she's perfect and everything's perfect, but really she's like, my entire kitchen became a disaster zone and water spilled on the floor and all these things because she was trying to make that one perfect thing, you know. So if you want to have that perfect photo, then share maybe behind the scenes, like, hey, I'm doing photo shoots today and this is how I'm going to get this photo. Just anything you can to be real. That's going to be the best. You don't have to be fake, but don't feel like you have to be perfect before you get on to social media, okay? Enjoy the process, okay? Some days I love it and some days I honestly hate it and I don't even want to open my computer or my phone, and then I don't. So take a day off, like maybe Sundays or whatever, you're like, okay, I'm not getting on social media. You need to recharge, you need to like not look at it, because as much as it's awesome, it's still consuming other people's content. So get off of it if you're feeling like you need that. Set a timer if you need it, okay? I know, like I said before, it's easy to compare, but really everyone is on their own journey. Everyone has their own goals and their own experiences and their own history of where they came from, or their knowledge that they already have. So it's really easy to get in the comparison trap, but please don't. You know, everyone has their own story and everyone's hopefully just trying to be the best they can. And so if you find someone that you're like, I don't, you know, you don't like them, or they're giving you this feeling about yourself, bless and release them from your life, or, you know, just think of where they're coming from. You don't know what they've already been through, you know. So I feel like Instagram is awesome and Facebook and all that is awesome for showing our lives, but sometimes, again, you only put out what you want to put out. So please just know everyone has hard days and hard times, and we all cry, and we all want to like throw our phone out the window and never take it again, you know. That's just life. So no one's perfect. Hopefully you don't think anyone is. They talked a lot about that at leadership. Rachel Hollis talked about that a lot, okay. The last thing I will close this with and then answer questions is that people are always watching you. So even if you're getting no engagement or very little likes, trust me when I say people are watching. Like, people come out of the woodwork who, like, I've been friends with since high school, or even elementary, or moms that I've met from like old schools that like we never said a word to each other in years, and all of a sudden they're like, oh hey, I'm like been following you and I'm wanting to try the oils. I'm like, what? I didn't even know, I forgot we were friends. You know, like their stuff never comes up my feed. I totally forgot about them, but they've been following, you know. And so when you're posting and you feel like, oh, nothing's happening, people are watching. They're always watching. Like, think of all the people that you watch that, you know, you're like, they don't know that you're watching them, but you're watching them. You know everything about them. People are also doing that for you. So one, you want to again, practice the patience. They will come around. But two, to always be that light into someone's life, right? I just feel like we're doing so much more than just selling an oil. I feel like we're trying to sell a healthy lifestyle. And we want, for entrepreneurs, we want to share the entrepreneur lifestyle, books that we're reading, things that we're doing, exercising, and really live that life to inspire women and men to, you know, I say women or moms, but it's everybody. I'm meeting with a man this week over the phone, so it's not just women, but we're sharing the lifestyle, okay? And people buy from people, so we're not just a bottle of oil. We're so much more than that. And just remember, if we can inspire someone and change someone's life, that means more than a paycheck, right? So, whew. All right, now let me see. I think a lot of these questions we already answered. Katie says, how do you do an online class? Is it private or only for the people in the group that were invited? So you can do that in the events, or you can do it in the group. I think we already kind of touched that. I would do it in a group that you personally invite. You guys, I can't tell you enough that you need to be personally like messaging people, get them on the phone, get commitment that they're going to be there. I feel like I'm constantly messaging, like a lot of people, like yesterday, Facebook told me that if I post one more person, I'm going to be in jail. It happens to me at least a couple times a month where I'm like in Facebook jail because I'm like a follow-up day where I'm just following up with everybody. But people, it needs to be personal, 100%. So if you're doing an online class, put it in your group. Again, there's multiple ways of doing it, but this is the simplest. Put them in a group and personally message them, remind them before the class, just like you would a regular class, and then after the class, follow up with them, okay? And usually I do that with this special, whatever promo is going on. I have no problem making my own promo if I need to. Sometimes I have a list of people and they haven't actually like enrolled yet, they're on the fence. I will make up my own special in a private message to them or my private group where they're not already enrolled with somebody, you know, so it's very private. And then I would say, oh, you know, the special ends Friday, or I'm gonna give you the Essential Life book, or maybe a $25 rebate, or whatever. It's your own business, you can do what you want. If you don't want to spend the money, they can do the Wild Orange from the Class in the Box. They get a free call with you. They get samples. They can come to your house, or you can send them to samples or homemade roller bottle or whatever. You can get creative, but if you know someone's on the fence, then I have no problem with just giving them something to come over because I know they're gonna love it, you know? They're gonna love it once they try it. So, but following up is huge. And while you're doing a class online, even if it's online, I've done this before where I've had samples ready to go and I'm like, I would give them like pop quiz during the class and say, in the comments, like write one of the cool things that are about essential oils, and they have to write it's natural or whatever, and then I'm like, okay, you get the sample, I'll send it in the mail to keep everyone engaged. So you can do that. You can say, watch the class to the end, and then you will be entered into a drawing to win a free gift or whatever, or maybe anyone who just comes to the class gets a free drawing or something, or every comment is a drawing to get it going and have interaction. That's what I did in the beginning all the time, is a comment equaled the drawing because I needed that interaction. Okay, so what would you post about on your page that would be different from your groups? So I think we already talked about that. What is branding yourself? Branding yourself is, okay, let me read the last one, is how do you funnel people from your business page to groups? So, okay, so those are good questions. So I post very similar things in both of those, the page and the group. When you ask a question at the end, like, hey, I'm diffusing this and this today, what are you diffusing? In a group, it's more of a community, so people are more likely to interact as a group than on a page. Sometimes maybe no one even sees it. So, yeah, I would do the same things. I have a lot of my posts scheduled to go out. Like, I use Meet Edgar. There's other ones out there too. I like Meet Edgar because just you plug it in once and it rotates and it keeps having the content being recycled out. So so sometimes it looks like I'm posting more, but I don't feel like there's ever too much. So anyway, I wouldn't be posting that on my Instagram because that was just a recycled post. But what is branding yourself? Branding yourself is you're branding you. So I will give an example of Nikki because we were just talking about her. So she is a homeschooling mom of 8 kids on a homestead farm, right? So that is her brand. She's not just doTERRA, that's her brand. Like I'm more about, okay, I'm a mom of 4, I work on self-care, healthy living with my kids and the family, you know, and I throw in decorating and organizing and stuff because that's me, that's what I like to do, and I love to show off my little Andrew, even though like he's 6, I treat him like my baby, and like, but then people are like, oh my gosh, I've watched him grow up. So that's just me, that's Nikki. Some of you guys are into gardening or even organizing or decorating, or you could be into crocheting, like the yarn is really popular now. You could be into something totally different, and that's you, and doTERRA is just part of you. You know what I mean? So you could be a chef or whatever. You could be a makeup artist or skincare, or you do hair tutorials, and then you just weave in doTERRA. It doesn't have to be all doTERRA. You are a whole person, and anyway, that they're buying from you. You don't have to share all that stuff. I'm just saying those are examples. Okay, So how do you funnel people from your business page to your group? So in the beginning, I just invited them. You're not supposed to just add them, but you have to invite them to join, and then now they have to accept. And you just say, I'm gonna be posting videos weekly. I'm gonna be posting recipes and things, and people who are interested in that stuff will go. And then what I did is when my page got so big was to enter the giveaway, I made them join the group, because then I was gonna announce the winner in the group. So if they wanted to know who was the winner, they had to join the group, okay? Let's see. Okay, Mosey says, that was Alicia before, now Mosey says, what's your #1 strategy to attract new people to your paging groups? And that's providing a lot of content. You can use a lot of hashtags. In Instagram, it's hashtags, or having people share your content, friends or other business owners, like I said, sharing the giveaways with other business owners. Other than that, it's providing a lot of content. It's a lot of work. I wish there was an easier way to automatically get all these people, but it's not. She says, I have a few posts that have gotten great response, like 200 likes, but I struggle with what to do with those likes. Laugh out loud. In the beginning, when those likes were most of my friends and people that I knew personally, I wrote their names, I'm not even joking, on my list of paper, and I messaged every single one of them. Because that's who I had to start with, right? And again, it was just like, thanks so much for liking my post, you know, have you used oils? It's just so like open-ended, you're just starting the conversation, but you also know that there's an interest of it, you know what I mean? Like, and just maybe even say like, hey, please tell me that you're using oils already. Like, just start talking to them. I don't do that as much now, but I should, as I'm talking about this, but those are people that I knew personally. So those are like my friends that I feel more comfortable. Now I actually wouldn't care if I knew them or not. I would still talk to them. But okay, but I struggle with what I do with these likes. Oh, I just talked about that. How do you reach out to people who like your post, and when you, I gotta make this bigger. Okay, how do you reach out to people who like your post, and when you have that many likes, what is your exact strategy to reach out to them? Like, do you use a spreadsheet, notebook, or what? Okay, so we were talking about that. At the beginning, I used a notebook. Now I use a spreadsheet, but a lot of times I have, I do the weirdest things, but a lot of it's on my phone, so I'll do a screenshot of that message to them, or, you know, the different things. Most likely we're connecting on message, and I'll screenshot their message, and then I'll have a folder in my phone with the screenshots. So I could do that, and then I also add their name. I have a constant lead list of like hot leads, not just people I'm messaging, but like hot leads that I really want to connect with before the month is over. So my goal at the end of the month is to connect again, to follow back around with the people that are on my list. And so that's a note in my phone under the notes tab, where I just have all those people that I'm like, okay, that was a good conversation, but they just need more time. And so then I make sure I follow up with them at the end of the month. Those are the people that I know I need to work on and to talk to. And then I can go through my screenshots and see, okay, what conversations was I having? Because I'm not always by my phone, or I mean, I'm not always by my computer to do the spreadsheet or my notebook, but I always have my phone with me. So it's not the best, but that's what works for me, and different things that I'm doing works better at different times in my life, what I'm going through. Okay, I struggle with organizing all the people I've messaged and following up with. Okay, screenshots are life-saving, because sometimes then I have my notebook, like when I'm on the plane or something, or I have some time to myself, I'll just go through my phone and screenshots and then write all their names down. Okay. It's not always like pretty. It's a lot of work. And sometimes I'll just spend the whole day following up with people. Okay. Or if I'm watching a movie and it's mindless, you can just quickly you know, talk to a bunch of people. Not that the conversation is mindless, but you know what I mean. You don't have to like come up with the content. It's a lot of just small talk in the beginning. I struggle with organizing. Yep. And I also have a ongoing spreadsheet on Google Sheets, where I will put these people after this, and after, like, let's say they didn't join, I'll put them on the spreadsheet. That's a lot of work, and so I'm not the best at it. I've had a lot of people fall through the cracks, because of follow-up. So fortunately in follow-up, I've been getting a lot better at it, but don't beat yourself up too hard, but you really do want to have an ongoing list all the time of people that you are reaching out to, not just hoping someone's going to come onto your website and join, because that does not happen often. It's more, you have to have the relationship. Okay, what strategy should I use to talk to people through IG? So what I've been doing lately is just messaging the people that are watching my Insta stories, because they're the ones who are watching what I'm doing, and then just reaching out and saying, hey, I saw you watching my story, you know, that's awesome. Please tell me that you've been using oils. Honestly, that's what I've been saying to them, and then they'll come back, and one of the girls is already on our team. She's like, oh, I'm already on your team. I'm like, oh, awesome. I didn't know. You know, but that's kind of what I've been doing, because I just want to know where they are. They're already following me. And then I get a lot of people saying, yes, I love oils. And if they're already using oils from someone else in doTERRA, I just say, awesome, that's great. doTERRA's the best. Like, let me know, you know, what else do you want me to see more? What else do you want to see more of on Instagram? And then if they're not already using doTERRA and they're already on the team, right? Then you can start that conversation, and that's what I've been doing, is just having a bunch of people that I'm talking to on Instagram, and it's not always a quick sale. Sometimes you have to go back 6 to 7 to 10 times before you even like give them a link of where to join. The other thing that the new thing that I'm going to be doing, and is pretty cool, is just doing a video of myself with the special. So when people want more information, you can have a video and just put that video out to them. You can also do voice recording, not recording, but yeah, it's not a recorder that you use the same for everybody, but you can personalize it and do it that way if you don't want to copy and paste. It makes it more personal because they can hear your voice. You can even leave a video message. So that's the other thing, is I was just listening to Carla Craft. She's awesome. She does Mommy Millionaire, and she said that that's the newest thing, is now you can message them on Instagram with the video. So you can say, like, hey Mosey, this is Bonnie. I just saw you're on Instagram. You know, I thought of you because of this, this, and this, or whatever. And so you can really personalize social media as much as you want. Okay, I want to know how to get more people into my Facebook group. Asking my friends who are in my group to add people has not worked at all. So one thing I did in the beginning too, I was giving a giveaway, like samples. I did like healthy mom samples, where I just put together like some PB Assist, or you know, just different things. Lavender oils, like it doesn't have to cost a lot. It can be like literally the little 1 ml samples, and say, if you add 5 friends, you can enter to the giveaway. Okay, I don't really know if people are doing that as much anymore, but I did that in the beginning and it worked, because everyone was adding their friends. I guess you have to be worried about getting too big, because now I have so many doTERRA people in there that it's just like, who wants my help? You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to find the people that really need you when they do it that way. But you can definitely do that, or have providing value is the best thing, where they want to invite their friends. You're providing so much value to them that they're like, I can't help it but to add my friends, okay? But you can incentivize, or you can just say, hey, do you know of someone who wants information on this topic? Add them. Or if you have an influential friend, you can private message them and say, hey, I know your friends would love the content I'm providing. I'd love for you to add your top friends, or whatever. Just if you want something, just go out and ask for that. Okay, I only have about another minute because I gotta go pick up my kids, but all about Instagram, posting videos. Oh, one thing about Instagram I will say, if your video is under 10 minutes, if you do a video, like, let's say you took it from Facebook, or you did it on your live, if it's under 10 minutes, you can put it into your IGTV, and that is always gonna be saved there as your like little video. It's under 10 minutes, and those are great too. You could also do all of these live videos that we just talked about on Instagram. And the only thing with Instagram is it goes away in 24 hours. So if you are doing a video on Instagram, save it. I cannot tell you how many videos I lost because I didn't save them. You have to save it before you post it. So you end the video, then at the top you do save video, and then post. if you don't do that, you'll never get the video back, okay? So if you have a great video, save it to your camera roll, and then you can upload that video to your Facebook group, to your page, to your YouTube, send it to a friend, whatever. Don't ever waste the work that you've done. I believe you do it once and you use it all over and you use it forever. Okay, I'm a big believer in that. I think this will be my last one. Okay, so thanks for staying on with me, you guys. Okay, so I was making a Facebook page and there's a few options, page or group. I suggest both. So this is Meg, and Meg, I saw your page already. You're doing an awesome job. I was snooping you out. It looked really awesome. If page, choose business, brand, or community, or public figure. What do I have? I honestly don't know what I have. I might have chose public figure. Probably. I don't even know what I chose. You can change it any time. I like public figure because you are not just a business, you're a person. Again, anything to kind of make it personalized, you know, but that also has some posture to it. But a community is great too. I know, my essential oils for moms, I think it's health and wellness products because I was really trying to focus on wheels, but on Instagram, I'm public figure, okay? I did a page, then a business brand, and that's fine too. That's totally fine. And when I got started, she adding all the things, I noticed a tab on the left for community, which leads you to create groups for your page. What's the difference? So I don't know if that's just for the community one, but like I have on my essential oils for moms page, I have the link to my VIP group so they can go and they can check it out. Okay, if you guys are not following me on Instagram, go to Bonnie Donahue and also my Bonnie Donahue Essential Oils VIP page and my Essential Oils for Moms. Ideally, you guys, it should all be the same name. I already was branding myself in my old company, but when I left there, I wanted to start over, and so I did not want to use my name because I wanted it to be a fresh start. So that's why I made up Essential Oils for Moms, but I left my Instagram because it really didn't have a lot of my old stuff on it. Ideally, whatever you choose is the same, okay? And some people are gonna say you need your special like Instagram that's not your personal, and I think that's a personal preference. I like having mine combined because one, it's less to manage, and two, I want them to know about my whole life, not just oils. But the thought crosses my mind sometimes that I should have an Essential Oils for Moms Instagram and just do oils all day long. So there's not a right way or wrong way. It's just whatever you feel comfortable with. If you want like to share accounts or have a separate account. As far as Facebook page, they like it, so you can throw oils at them all day. They like that, they want that. And then I just link it to my group. And then what kind of page is the Oil Leadership group? Because that's a group for our advocates, and that's a secret group. And then our Essential Oils club is a secret group. Okay, so those are secret. I think I was already talking about secret. You can only get added by somebody who's already in the group. For your group, it should be closed. Okay, I think closed, you have some control over it, and you can do the settings. So now to get into my group or into my promo group, I have it's like one step into the funnel. I have them answer all these questions, and one of the questions is, are you an advocate or do you have a wholesale account? And are you ready to get started? Like, what's your email? And now, before they get accepted into my group, I check them out. If they don't answer the questions, I don't let them in. And so for that group, they cannot already be enrolled in doTERRA because I don't want to have somebody enrolled in doTERRA and offer a promo or something and then they're with somebody else. That would not be fair, right? So then now I'm accepting them into the group, and because I have their email, I'm also sending them an email to let them know I added them to the group, they've been accepted, here's the promo of the month, do you want to schedule a call, what are their health goals, get to know them, and then if they, not that I don't want to, if they're like a real person, it's not like a weirdo, right? I'm going to friend them on Facebook. If they're obviously like not a real person, I'm not even gonna like let them into the group, right? You do have to check each person. So you can do that. You could, before they get to your group, you can have them answer questions like, what do you want to learn the most about? Are you using oils? You know, what's your email if you want? Because I think now I'm starting to take things off of Messenger and put it back into email, only because it's easier for my life. It's easier to control the emails than the thousands of messages on Facebook. And I think it personalizes it. So anyway, whew, I think that's it for today, guys. I have to go to pick up my kids. Their school gets out in 13 minutes. So I hope this helped. Oh, Meg says she found a good video of Elise Sedavi on branding on YouTube. Yes, she's awesome. She is amazing. We love her. I have a private video in this group on her, a few of her videos that are private that are not on YouTube. So check that out too. It's in the pinned post. You guys, have fun with social media. That's the biggest thing. Use it, but it's not your everything. It's complementing what you're already doing. I hope this helped. If it did, like, let me know what you learned, if you still have more questions, and I will talk to you guys again soon. All right, bye guys, thank you.